going to show you the process. It has been a while since I've set up a K3s cluster, so I figured I would just approach it that way. So we're going to be setting up a Kubernetes cluster, and we're going to be using K3s for that. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I always recommend K3s to my students, at least in the beginning. The first reason is don't start with kubeadm because it's too intimidating if you're a beginner, and it's just going to lead to frustration, and you're not going to get this, ooh, I'm learning something, this feeling of early mastery. You're not going to get that, and it's really important to get some positive reinforcement early in your learning process. So don't start there. You can move to that when you are a bit more advanced. And the thing that I am actually using in my home lab is Talos. But again, I don't recommend going into Talos Linux as a beginner because it's much more valuable to actually have access to your Linux OS. So Talos actually takes over your entire disk and it only exposes an API. You can't even SSH into Talos, which is why it's great because it's completely secure. But if you use K3s, you still keep your Linux operating system. I'm running Raspbian OS on these Pis now, and after my Kubernetes cluster is set up, I can still tinker with Linux. There are still things I can do on that Pi besides running a Kubernetes cluster. So that's the reason why we choose K3s. Finally, K3s is great because it's easy to set up, it works out of the box, and it runs as a single binary, which is amazing. Now we can get started. I have my both Pis set up, and all I did was just install the image, and that's it. Now I'm SSH'd into them. But the first thing that we need to do is to set the host name, because as you see here, both of my Pis have the same host name, and that is always a bad idea. So this is my Pi 2, so sudo, I'm going to change that with sudo systemctl, sudo hostname ctl set hostname Pi 2. And if I now run hostname, it's Pi 2. If I here write hostname, you see it's still Raspberry Pi. So sudo hostname ctl set hostname Pi 1. So now we have set our host names. That's always a good practice to do. And you see that my Pi is still called Raspberry Pi, but if I would exit this session and then SSH back into it, then we see that the host name is now changed in the prompt. So it's just a prompt thing here. So I've changed my host name. This is all working well. And then now the next step is to just go through search for K3s and open up the K3s documentation. And literally, this is how easy it is to install K3s. We're just going to curl this installation script. And that is going to download the binaries and set everything up for us that we need to set up. And we errored out. So it is already showing us why it errored out. Here is the info line here. It says, you may need to add cgroup memory 1 and enable memory if you are using a Raspberry Pi. So that's very convenient. So let's check out what this boot command line txt is all about. Do not edit this file. Okay. So apparently on the Pi it has moved. So let's open that and see what it's like. Oh, and right away I see that it's opened as read-only. So it would not make sense to make any changes here because I will need to edit this as root. So I'm just going to do sudo like that. That's going to rerun the same command. And it wants me to add here cgroup memory and cgroup enable memory to it. So let's just do that then. Cgroup memory and cgroup enable memory, like that. Let's also do the same on the other Pi. And actually, let's just reboot this. But before I do it, I still see this unable to resolve host Pi 1. And I think that might be... Yeah, this is probably the reason. This is still set to Raspberry Pi. So let's set this to Pi 1, like that. Like that, yeah. And now I will reboot this one. And you should see in the back, yeah, now the light has gone off. So that's actually pretty cool to see. So this one is now closed. We can do the same on this one. So we're going to open the command line file. And here I'm also going to add cgroup enable memory like this. And I'm also going to edit the etc hosts file and change this to pi2 like that. And let's reboot that as well. So if I now go back to pi1, hostname is set up properly. And now we can try running the script again. It's still in my history, so I'm just rerunning the same command. And now we see that our K3s has started. So let's see. Sudo, I know that though I can just try kubectl get nodes. We see that the etc rancher k3s.yaml that is actually set with root permissions. So let's do sudo kubectl get nodes. And here we go. We see that we have a node called pi1, which is a control plane. Awesome. So now we can see how our second pi is going. This one is working too. Our host name is set up properly. And then we can add this one as a node in the same cluster. So now we have the control plane running here, but we want to configure this one as a node in the same cluster. And let's see, in the documentation, in the quick start guide, it shows you to install additional agent nodes and add them to the cluster, run the script with a couple of parameters. So then we need to get the IP and we need to get the token. The value of the token is stored at varlib rancher node token on the server node. So let's check that out. Cat. Run that as root. Here we go. Here's our token. And our IP address is going to be the IP address of this node, of the control plane. Now, I can figure that out by running IPA. And I know it by heart, but here it is. The IP address is this. So we need the IP address and the token. Now we have everything we need. So we can copy this command like that. And I'm just going to run set-ovi, because then I can navigate here with Vim key bindings. And here the location of the API server of the control plane is going to be the IP address of pi1, so 192.168.10.39. And the standard port for the Kubernetes API server is 6443. And then the token is going to be the value of this, like that. Paste that in. And now, no, I lost it. Okay. Do it again. Actually, sometimes I like to just v command txt. I actually like to paste that in like that. So now I can take this value. $39. And the token is going to be this. Okay, so this is the entire command. If I then just take that, here we go, here's our full command. So curl 192.168.10.39. This is the control plane. This is the port where the API server is running. with our token like that. This should work. Now it's downloading the binaries. Starting K3s agent. And it's finished. So now, if I run the get nodes command again, here we go. We see that we have a 2-node Kubernetes cluster running right in that little cabinet behind me, and we can start going. That's how easy it is to get a Kubernetes home lab going if you know what you're doing. So if all of this